Hey, this is Ricky Cichlids. In this video we're discussing the easiest way to mix your peacocks. Now, the best thing about mixing your peacocks is there's some excitement. You don't know what you're going to get. If you're using different varieties of hybrids already, you definitely don't know what you're going to get. And it's just really exciting. Breeding fish is exciting. And to mix them, you might get something that no one else has, or at least in your area. Now, if you don't have like a huge selection of peacocks in your area, you don't want to spend money ordering fish and not get what you pay for, because you may see a picture, order it, and not get what you pay for. So I understand just getting your fish around your own area and seeing them before you purchase is the best way to do it. But even if you have the most drab fish around your area, you can do a method to mix your peacocks and get some astounding fish. Now what you can do is get females of the OB, the dragon blood, and a red shoulder type, and breed them with an albino peacock male. This is going to allow you to have 4 different varieties and sub-varieties of all those fish. It's going to be very exciting. Also, you can see what type of fry you have early on because of the albino trait, where you have the pigmented eye, where you can tell if it's got the albino gene or not. So you can see that very early on, where the other types of fish you breed, you may not see what coloration they're going to have for months. So that's one way that this is going to be really good to mix your fish and see the results easy. Now, what can you get from an OB and an albino male, an OB female and an albino male? Well, you can get some mixtures, and you can get, say, like a pigmented eye of an OB, and those go for high dollar. But don't think that you're just going to breed these fish and bam, you're going to have the most rarest fish come out in the first breed, the first brood, or whatever. You're not going to have it. You might get lucky. You might get lucky on your first brood. So hey, check it out. It's an easy way to do it. And let's check out some of the fish that I decided to pick for my easy method of mixing peacocks and why I decided to do that. So let's check out these fish. Alright, let's look at the females here. Now here we've got a female OB. Now in its genetics, all the offspring from it is not going to be OB. No matter what it mates with, part of them are going to be albino, which makes this a very good candidate for the breeding and mixture project. Then we also have a red shoulder type, which actually, if you get into my videos, is an icebreaker. You can see it's holding now. It's not the mixture. I just wanted to make sure I had females that were holding to use in the breeding project, because you may get a late developing female that turns into a male. So you want to make sure these guys are actually breeding. You don't have mistaken identity and have what you think is a female and it be a male. Then we have a dragon blood male here. It was just holding a few days ago, so I know it's a female. I don't have to worry about mistaken identity. And it's going to do a great job breeding because it's been breeding non-stop. It's been holding every few weeks. So both those fish are going to do good for my breeding project. The red shoulder here, you can see here, let me get a little better view of it. It's holding quite a few, probably 50 in that bunch. So once it has those babies, it will be breeding with the albino, and then we'll have the mixture. Now the albino is a special one, and we'll take a close look at that. It's got traits that I want in all the mixtures of these fish. I have 3 females in here, 1 dragon blood, 1 OB, and the red shoulder. And I have caves in here for them to hide with, so they're breeding, you know, safely. The temperature is at 80 degrees. I have a heater in here. I have oxygen going. Snails in here eating up some of the algae and waste. It's a pretty good setup. It's not the best looking setup, but you don't have to. You don't have to have a perfect setup for breeding. Just make sure you have the temperature right, the substrate, mostly sand, and then we can start. So let's take a look at this albino male we got going for this project. Now this albino has a kind of a territory cave, and this keeps him from constantly chasing the females. If he's got a place to go to like say he's boss, then he won't wear out the females as much if it was just open water. I've used caves from the beginning on breeding projects, and it's worked very well. I recommend them. These are Peacock Deco caves. And you can see here he's hiding in the cave. They can be bought at most fish stores, or you can order them online. I've used them for years. They're pretty durable, and most people want to ask about them when they're talking about setting up a breeding project. Now if you look here, this albino peacock has mostly a white face, good coloration, very good specimen to do a breeding project. Your one that you get from the stores may not be as nice, but these are hybrids because they've been mixed with different fish to get what it is. So even though you think you got an albino fish, that doesn't mean that the varieties will only be one variety of albino from the offspring. There'll be many. In this particular case, it's got more of a white face. So I do want to have more offspring with a white face, but you never know what you're going to get. And it's got a very good pattern to it. Very good. Let's take a little bit closer look to it. Really good pattern to it. You want to have dark areas in your aquarium for these fish because they are light sensitive. This is going to give you a mixture of 4 different strains of fish and multiple varieties. You may get up to 20 different varieties from each breeding. Like you can get 20 varieties from the albino with this OB. You could get 20 varieties with this red shoulder, which is an icebreaker. And you could get up to 20 varieties with this dragon blood here. So it's an easy mixture. You'll get a mixture from the first brood. It will take down your boredom. It'll bring some excitement to your family. Raising up babies from the very young is very exciting. And I recommend that anybody that has peacocks to at least try it once. And this is an easy way you can do it. And it can give you some excitement. All you have to have is 4 different fish, easily bought at most fish stores. You can get some amazing results, and you're going to have a lot of fun doing it. So this is the way you can do your mixture of your peacocks with the albino peacock male, OB female, dragon blood female, and your red shoulder. Until next time. Woo! This has been Peacock Cichlids.